Okay, so the last thing we want to talk about in our assignment is how do we get median from a table of data. Okay, so I want you to first just focus on this first set of data. Okay, so let's say that we were talking about um, students in our class and their marks, right? So here are levels: level 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the number of students that have level 0, number of students that have level 2, number of students that have level 3 and 4. Okay, so to get a median, right? You'll remember from yesterday that what you would have had to do is you would have had to list all these things out, arrange them in order, and then count to the middle piece of data, right? Well, we don't actually have to do that because this program will do it for us, right? So your first step is to take a numerical set of data from your SurveyMonkey, right? Enter it like this, just like you did for mean, and we're actually going to do exactly the same thing as we did for mean. So we're going to go to statistics, stat calculations, one variable statistics, right? And then we're going to go to just one list. We'll make the X1 list scores 1. The frequency list we'll call frequency 1 because that's what I've titled them here, right? And I'm just going to go ahead and change this first result column. You probably won't have to change it, but I want it to display in a certain place. So C. So here is all the stuff that I need for this set of data, right? So here's the mean, just like we had last time. Here's the standard deviation, like we had last time. Today, what I want to focus on is the median and the Q1 and the Q3. Okay. So what the median tells us is is what the center of data is, right? So the median here is 1. All right. So for list 1, right, the important things are the median is 1. It's right there, right? So the median level is 1. So that's the middle of our class. And the next thing that I want to write down is quartile 1. Okay, that's in this case level 0. I'll explain what that means in a second. And quartile 3 is 3. Okay. All right. So what this does, what the quartiles do, is it splits my data into 4 equal parts, right? So if this is all the students, what it does is the median splits it in half, because that's the middle, and then the quartile splits it like that. So it tells me where half of the students are, okay? So what this says is that the median is level 1, but we can say half the students are between level 0 and level 3. Okay? So this is important because it tells us that the students in the class are fairly spread out. Okay? Now if you look back at the chart, right, you can see that the marks are kind of all over the place, right? There's 8 here, 6 there, 4 there, 3 there, 5 there, right? So all over the place. Okay? So it does tell us that a lot of our classes doing poorly because half of them are between level 0 and level 3. Okay? Now what I want to do is I want to do this again with a different set of marks so that we can see what something else looks like, right? So here is another set of marks. Okay, so let's say this is another one of my classes, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do tools from the beginning. We'll do statistics, stat calculations, one variable stats, one list. This time, I want to talk about this list right here, which I named scores 2, and the frequency is frequency 2. Okay, and I want it to be displayed again in C, so that's fine. Okay, so here's my new data. Okay, in this case, it's telling me that the median level is 2. Right, so students are doing a little bit better. So the median level is 2. it's telling me that Q1 is 1 and Q3 is 3. So Q1 is 1, Q3 is 3. Now what's happening is, again, it split my data into 4, right? And it's saying that half of our students are between 1 and 3, okay? So median is level 2, and it says half of the class is between 1 and 3, right? So what this tells us is that this class is doing quite a bit better because more than half the class is above level 0, right? So everybody's passing. Here we had half the class between level 0 and 3, so that means we had a lot of kids in 0. Okay, so this data is more spread out. This data is less spread out. Okay? So what I want you to do for your last question, okay, so your last question should be a numerical discrete question. I want you to prepare a chart like this. I want you to run, a chart like this. I want you to run statistical analysis like this, and then I want you to copy that chart into your Word document. I want you to copy this summary. You're only going to have one, like this, right? So I want you to write down all these things about your data set. Okay, that's the last thing that you need to do for your assignment, so get to that today.